Hello, everyone. Today, we're going to revise some crucial topics in information technology for grade 9 students. As you know, proper preparation prevents poor performance. Sit back, take out your notes, focus on the screen, and let's revise these topics together. Do remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Let's get ready to ace information technology exam. So the first topic that we'll be looking at is troubleshooting. What is troubleshooting? Troubleshooting is the process of finding and fixing problems in a computer or device. So whenever it is that you're trying to figure out what is wrong with your device and you're taking the necessary steps to fix those problems, then you're actually involved in the process of troubleshooting. Importance of troubleshooting. So troubleshooting keeps devices working, it saves time, it prevents bigger problems, it improves performance, and it helps to save money. What if it's a case where you're going to an exam and you see a question that says, explain one or two importance of troubleshooting? We can't just leave it at troubleshooting keeps devices working. We have to add something more to just that. So it would say something like troubleshooting keeps devices working. It helps to fix problems so that your computer, your phone, and other devices keep running smoothly. Or troubleshooting saves time. In that, when you're able to fix these issues by yourselves, you don't have to waste time running to technicians or phone doctors. It also prevents bigger problems from happening. So when you're able to fix small problems from early, you actually prevent them from becoming bigger problems later on in the future. Troubleshooting, it improves performance, as when you're able to find and fix problems on your own, then you know that your devices or your computers, it will work a bit faster. And the final one, troubleshooting saves money. So instead of running to buy new devices or running to the technician, when you're able to find and repair these devices on your own, you will end up saving yourself money. Moving right along, so now we're going to look at two important concepts. So computer hardware versus computer software. So hardware is the part of the computer system that you can see and touch. So any part on the computer that you can see and touch is referred to the hardware. And we have some example. So for example, the keyboard, the mouse, the monitor, the printer, the speaker, and the list goes on. So all these things we're able to see them with our physical eyes and we're able to touch them as well. On the other hand now, software is a set of instructions, and we refer to these instructions as programs that a computer needs in order to carry out its tasks. So for example, word processors, such as Microsoft Word, Google Docs, spreadsheet programs, and also graphic packages. So we need to download these things, these programs on our devices in order for us to be able to perform specific tasks. So now let's examine a computer hardware problem. So this one is that computer won't turn on. So what could be some causes why the computer might not be turning on? So it could be that the battery is dead, or it could be that the cards are not connected properly. So with troubleshooting, you know that once we figure out the problem, we're going to apply some solution. So these are some possible solutions for the causes that were mentioned above. So if it is that the battery is dead, or maybe it could be a bad battery as well, then you might need to replace the battery or recharge the battery. If it is that there is no power light on, then you have to ensure that all the cables are firmly secured. So the cables, they are connected properly. So here we have another problem, and this one is can't connect to the internet. So some possible causes might be that if you have a malfunctioning modem or router, there might be damaged cables, there might be a weak internet or no signal, or you might just have the incorrect Wi Fi password. So, these are some solutions. So, check if the Wi Fi is turned on. That's on your device. So, you check your phone or you check your computer to ensure that the Wi Fi is turned on and that the device is connected to the correct network. So, you're connected to the correct Wi Fi. You can also move closer to the router if it is that you're experiencing a weak signal, and you can check the cables to see if they are damaged. Or you can just go ahead and restart the router or your computer. So these are all solutions if it is that you can't connect to the internet. So now moving right along into word processing. So what is word processing? Word processing is the process of creating a document on a computer system. The process of creating a document on a computer system. So whenever it is that you sit around your computer and you're there typing up a project or an assignment, then you're actually engaging in the process of word processing. Examples of word processors. So what are some of the applications that we can use now to create our documents? So we have Microsoft Word, we have Google Docs, we have Open Office, and we have Apple iWork. What is editing? It's a very important concept. What is editing? Editing is making changes to text in a document. So whenever it is that you're making changes to text in your document, then you're actually editing your document. Now moving right along, we have some texts that are related to copying and moving. So copy, what do we mean by copy? Copy is when you create a duplicate of the text and stores it temporarily on the clipboard. So when you're creating a duplicate of the text and it is stored temporarily on the clipboard, you are copying. When it is that you have removed the text from the original place and you store it on the clipboard, you're actually cutting. So copy creates a duplicate, while cut removes the text from the original place. Paste, this inserts the copied or the cut text from the clipboard to the desired location. So when it is that you've copied, you've made a duplicate of your text, or if it's a case where you have removed the text from its original place, then the paste option is what you use to insert that which you would have copied or cut to the desired location. Undo, it reverts the last action performed. So you're actually reversing, you're going back. And a clipboard now is a temporary storage area for copied or cut data. So these are 5 important concepts that you will need to know when you are copying and moving text. Moving right along to character formatting. Character formatting lets you change how text appears in your document. So it lets you change how text appears in your document. So these are all some features that you can use to change the way in which your text appears in your document. So you can go ahead and bold your text. What do we mean by bold? We make the text appear darker and thicker so that it can stand out. And you see the example right there, the red apple. You realize how the red apple, the red apple, how it stands out from the rest of the sentence. Underline, this is also another feature that you can use to change the way how the text appears. So what this actually does is that it adds a line below the text for emphasis. And we also have font style, and this changes the style or look of a text. And some common font styles include Times New Roman, Arial, and Algerian. We also have font size, and this, it changes the size of the text. So it either makes your text bigger or smaller. And we have font color, and what this does is that it allows you to change the color of your text. So you can change the color of the text from black to red or any color that you would like. So these are all features, all character formatting features that you can apply to your text that changes the way they appear in your document. So moving right along to document formatting. So document formatting refers to the arrangement of text and other elements on a page to improve readability and presentation. So it refers to how the texts are arranged on the page and also how other elements are placed on the page so as to make it easier to read and more presentable. So what is paragraph formatting? Paragraph formatting refers to how individual paragraphs appear in a document. So how individual paragraphs appear in a document. So justification of text. Justification and line spacing can be controlled using the paragraph group on the Home tab. So let me go again. Justification and line spacing can be controlled using the paragraph group on the Home tab. And justification refers to the alignment of text. So how text appears in the document. And below this information, you will be seeing an image or a depiction of the paragraph group that is found on the Home tab. And as if you're looking clearly, you will be able to see the justification or the alignment options as well as the line spacing option right there. And it is found on the paragraph group in the Home tab. And these are the paragraph alignments and they're labeled. So we have align left, we have center, we have align right, and we have justify. So align text left. What this button does is that it lines up the text with the left margin, leaving the right edge or the right margin uneven. So every text going down on the left is well even, while those on the right is uneven. With the center alignment, this button lines up text in the center of the page, so in the middle of the page, and the right and the left side, they are both uneven. So the text is in the center of the page, and the right and the left side, they are uneven. Align text right. So this one lines up text with the right margin. So everything on the right side is well even, and everything on the left side, it is uneven. So the right side is even, the left side is uneven. That's with align text right. And then the final option, justify. So this button lines up text with the left and right side, so there are no ragged edges. So with this alignment option, everything on the left and the right side, they are well even. So the left and the right side, both sides, they are well even. So moving right along into line spacing. So line spacing is used to change the spacing between the lines of text. So it is used to change the spacing between the lines of text. So if it is that you want more spacing between your lines, you have to go to the line spacing option, which is found in the paragraph group on the Home tab. So moving right along into header, footer, and page number. So the header, footer, and page number can be controlled using the header and footer group on the Insert tab. So you realize we're moving now to a different tab and a different group. So a header is at the top of the page. The header, it is found at the top of the page. And you can put things like the document title, your name, or even the date in the header. And guess what? The header, it shows up on every single page. Moving right along to the footer. So the footer, it is found at the bottom of the page. And you can put things like the page number in the footer. And it also shows up on every page. So the header and the footer, they show up on every single page in your document. And then the page number now, it tells you what page you're on. Are you on page 1? Are you on page 3? Are you on page 5? The page number tells you what page you're on. And we can put page number in either the header, so either at the top of the document, or in the footer at the bottom of the document. And remember now, once we want to insert header, footer, or page number, we have to go to the Insert tab and find the header and footer group. So now moving right along to margins, orientations, and columns. Margin, orientation, and columns can be controlled using the page setup group on the page layout tab. So different group, different tab to find different things. So if it is that we want to adjust our margins, change the orientation, add columns to our document, then we need to go on the layout tab and we need to find the page setup group. And if you're looking at the images, at the image that is displayed below, then you'll be seeing that we're on the layout tab, and also we would have found the page setup group. And we're seeing the margin, we're seeing orientation, we're also seeing size, and we're seeing columns. So what is orientation? Orientation refers to the direction in which a document is displayed or printed. And we have two options. So the document, it can either be displayed or printed in portrait, meaning the page is tall, or a landscape, meaning the page is wide. And here we have two depictions. So the portrait is a tall page, while the landscape, it's a wide page. Columns. So columns are how text is divided into sections on the page. So once you're looking at a page and you realize that the text, they are placed in different sections, then you know that a column would have been placed in that document or inserted in that document. And looking at the picture on our right, we're seeing 3 columns. So the text is divided into 3 different sections on this page. Margins. Margins are the blank spaces around the edges of your page. So the blank spaces around the edges of your page, we refer to them as margins. Moving right along into the topic called presentation. So we're now finished with word processing and we're now moving on to presentation. So what is a presentation? A presentation is a talk to an audience that is supported by a slideshow. A talk to an audience that is supported by a slideshow. And if we examine the picture to our right, we see where we have our presenter or our speaker, and he's talking to this group of people, and we refer to them as the audience. And if you look behind him, you realize that he has a slideshow in his presentation. So slide versus slideshow. These are two important concepts that we need to be able to differentiate. So a slide is a single page that can be shown on a screen to an audience. So a single page that can be shown on a screen to an audience is called a slide, while a slideshow is a sequence of slides that can be used in a presentation. So a slideshow is made up of more than one slide. It's a series of slides, while a slide is just a single page in a presentation. So, what's a presentation software? A presentation software is a software that creates documents for presentation. So, these are the applications that we use to create our PowerPoint presentations and our slideshows. And some examples are listed right here. So we have Microsoft PowerPoint, we have Google Slides, we have Impress, and we can also use Canva to create presentations. Uses of presentation software. So presentation software, they can be used in teaching. So teachers use presentation to explain topics with visuals like text, images, charts, and videos to make learning interactive. So teachers are able to create their presentation and take to their classes, and when they do that, they're able to cater to the different learners inside the classroom. Because students are able to see pictures, they're able to follow while the teacher is explaining or while the teachers are discussing a particular topic. And it helps to make the entire teaching and learning process more interactive and fun. Presentation software is also being used when persons are making public speaking or when they're doing public speaking. So speakers at meetings or large gatherings will use a presentation to enhance their speech. So the presentation, it can contain pictures or keywords to keep the audience focused on the topic. So when they're there and they're making these presentation, persons are not just sitting there lost. They're able to follow the information or follow some key concept or keywords that are there on the screen. And one more use of presentation software is that even students can use these softwares when presenting their projects. So they can use presentation to showcase their projects or assignments in a structured format. So moving right along into the presentation software called Microsoft PowerPoint. So Microsoft PowerPoint is a commercial software package that is used to produce a slideshow and notes for a presentation. So the formatting toolbar looks similar to the one in Microsoft Word, but there are a few differences. So we still have some of the tabs that are there in a Word document in Microsoft PowerPoint. The only difference is that with Microsoft PowerPoint, we have an icon that is referred to as the new slide button. And what this does, it allows you to add a slide to the presentation. So whenever it is that you are making a slideshow, you're compiling a slideshow, you will have to use the new slide button to add slides to your presentation. Customizing the slideshow. So the very first slide that you see is referred to as a title slide. The title slide. The first slide is called the title slide. And as you can see, this slide has a different layout from all the other slides in the presentation. So the very first slide that you'll see when you open up a presentation software, for example, Microsoft PowerPoint, the very first slide that you're going to come across is the title slide. Slide layout. A slide layout is a pre-designed template for a slide in a presentation. It tells you where to place things like titles, bullet points, and pictures, making it easier to organize the content on your slide. And if you're looking to your right, then you'll be able to see a variety of templates that you can use to organize the content on your slides. So we have like the title slide, we have the title and content, we have section header, we have where we can compare content, we have title only, we have blank slides, and you can see the many other options that are there if you take a look to your right. What's a placeholder? So a placeholder is a box that holds an individual item, such as a block of text on a slide. So a placeholder is a box that holds an individual item, such as a block of text on a slide. So if we were to look at the box in where I would have typed customizing the slideshow, then this is actually a placeholder, as this box it is holding the block of text called customizing the slideshow. Animation. Animation is the effect applied to objects on a slide. And when we're talking or when we're referring to objects, we're talking about things like text, images, or even shapes. So whenever you see them in a presentation and you see them appearing in a unique manner, or you see them disappearing, moving, or changing in some way or form during the presentation, then you know that animation was applied to them. So once more, animation is the effect applied to objects on a slide, and this effect causes them to appear, disappear, move, or change in some way during the presentation. Another important concept is transition. Transition is the effect that happens when you move from one slide to the next in a presentation. So the effect that happens when you move from one slide to the next in a presentation. It controls how slides move from one to the next. So you realize that transition is different from animation. Transition is applied to slides. It controls how you move from one slide to the next. While animation, it's the effect that is applied to the text or image or objects that causes them to move, disappear, appear in any unique way or form. So please do not confuse these two terms. Moving right along, design. Design in a presentation or a document is how everything looks and is arranged, like colors, fonts, and layout. It helps the content, or it helps to make the content clear, attractive, and organized. So design has to do with how everything looks, from the very color to the very fonts that you use, and also the very layouts that you would have used. And this design, it can affect how people feel. So this design can influence feelings by setting the mood or tone of the presentation or document. So if it is that you would have used layouts, or if it is that you would have arranged your text in your presentation in a manner that causes slides to be very, very crowdy, and the text it is all over the place, then you know that persons they are going to feel confused or frustrated when they have to be following your presentation. So design, it can indeed affect how persons feel. And we've come to the end of our revision. So what I would like to leave with you guys is just go out there and do your best. Do your best in the exam and you will be successful. Please ensure that you do not leave without subscribing or without sharing this revision video with your peers. See you soon.